Welcome to Indiana News Desk. I'm Joe Wren. It's been a dangerous and devastating week for Hoosiers as severe weather pounded much of the state. Several communities were hit hard with flooding and wind damage. As Barbara Brozier reports, families are now trying to salvage what they can while state officials work overtime to assess the damage.
The sky gets dark and you hear that sound that's enough to immediately make your heart start racing.
We heard the freight train sound.
And for the people of Prince's Lakes, it came barreling into their neighborhood in the middle of the night.
I've been in nice, loud, howling windstorms, but the speed changes. This was very constant. And I'm sitting there trying to convince myself, this is not a freight train. We don't have a tornado over our heads, but we ended up, that's exactly what it was.
An EF0 tornado blew through this neighborhood on Sunday, taking down limbs, ripping off roofs, and sending a tree onto Ray and Lucy McMahon's house.
The fire department pounded on the door to see if everybody was all right because our house was completely covered.
The tree landed right on the peak of the roof, perhaps the best place for it to fall.
We lucked out quite a bit. It could have, if it had been over another couple of feet and was a little bit freer from its root system, it would have went right through the roof.
Some of their neighbors weren't as fortunate.
It had enough oomph to pull the roof off of her porch, and half of it ended up 200 feet away.
The tornado in Princess Lakes was one of 3 that touched down this week in Indiana. An EF0 tornado damaged crops in Warren County, and an EF1 touched down in Putnam County. While the storms were detected on the National Weather Service's radars, no sirens were sounded. Thankfully, no one was injured.
I just feel blessed. I mean, it could have been so much worse.
It wasn't wind, but rain from the same storm system that proved problematic in Mooresville. So much rain came down in such a short period of time, some homes had to be evacuated. Many sustained substantial water damage.
Mom said the water was coming up through the registers, so it was actually bubbling up through the bottom of the house.
Brian Gannell's family is trying to sort through all of the debris to determine what, if anything, can be saved. It's a heartbreaking process because this isn't just a home. It's a significant part of his family's history.
My mother was born here. Her dad bought this house in 1925. Prior to that, his parents rented this house, so it's been in my family for over 100 years.
More than a century, washed away in a matter of minutes.
It's sorry. It's been a little tough. She raised all 4 of us here, but you know, it's looking like it's time to move on.